And welcome everybody. And we are back to another wonderful session of Dungeons and Dragons. Where we last left off. Uh, when did we ever plan anything? Exactly. Why start now? I mean, I typically come in with a. I mean, to be fair, I typically come in with a plan, but I am the planner of our group. Yep, exactly. So, anyway, where we last left off after our small break, we went about. Our party returned back to the Duragar outpost outside of Seer Koenig, where after finding some torn up newspapers that provided some information, went about and found a strange dog sitting atop a sign outside of the base. The dog then presented the party with three three interesting shaped coins with a star on one side and a lute on the other. And after taking. Now you distributed them. Uh, and then after going about and carrying the sign back to Cedar Koenig to return it, as well as with the lantern that they have found, went about and received their reward from the town here, and then spent their night. Well, Nessa spent their night drinking away over at the Hook Line Sinker, almost winning at the drinking contest, but came up short. After. True. uh, Nessa was then nicely carried back over to the other inn by the owner of the Hook Line Sinker. It could have. Would you rather have been dragged by your ankle? uh, and then after the next morning, the party wakes up to a rumor reminding them about Iron lost to a Yeti attack, and Celesta and Daya had a very personal and awkward conversation. Uncomfortable. Uh, that Nessa that Nessa paid no attention to because she was still far too hungover. And now I couldn't tell you. It's a dailyism. And and at the end of the session, the party was going to further discuss their plans for where to go next, returning the iron, and we're about to have the fortunes read by Talia. None of you have drawn, none of you have declared. Okay. All right. The first card is the King of Hearts, the Crown. Yeah, that you learn the friends cantrip. Yep, it's just there. For the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. At the end, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood and becomes hostile towards you. It is concentration up to a minute. Okay. Yes. Okay. And are you ready for? You said you were going to draw two cards. The next one is the Jack of Hearts, also known as the Champion. Yes. Uh, I would say it wouldn't work for the weapon attack bonus, but I will still grant an additional one to damage. Just because you're not using the weapon to make an attack like a sword, but I will still grant I will still grant the damage bonus. I'm not arguing that, but you are not hitting, you are not gouging someone's eyes out with your pen. And if you do, I will consider that a weapon attack. Okay. The next card off of the top of the pile is the Ace of Spades. It, it is it is isolation. This is one Daly's had before. Well, first I need you to make a one. Need you to roll 1d4 for me. Okay, so you have disappeared for 1 minute. Nope. I think you mean Thalia, not Nessa. And as you say that, Nessa returns. Constitution saving throw. Hey, you have you have passed the save. You are fine. All right. Your first card is the Ace of Diamonds, also known as the Chancellor. They're all ominous sounding. To be fair, we have pulled Chancellor before as well. Within 8 hours of drawing this card, you can cast Uragari once as an action. This one is the Jack of Diamonds, also known as Dawn. You for the next 8 hours, you can add your proficiency bonus to initiative. Hey, there are some that are good, some that are bad, and some that are just neutral. Like, to be fair, I would consider the Chancellor a neutral because you get Allegory for 8 hours once. Not really that big of a deal, but it could be worse. Yeah, really good. It just depends on if it's the start of the day or the end of the day. Yes. All right, folks. So where are you off to first? Okay. Rumor Man isn't being a problem. Fringe Rider. I believe the Frost Maiden was yelled about by the spirit. I don't recall you guys doing any types of checks for those names. Yeah, I can let you. For Ario, it is a religion check. Valk, you want to chime in? Valk, Valk knows nothing. Yep. Well, he also has no means of communicating it. If it gets to all right. All right. I'm trying to pull up some fair information here that's sure. uh, okay. I, I will roll a d20 and I will do the math for the persuasion of of Celesta's father to see how your persuasion stacks up. Yep. I mean, I mean, yes, but yes, but remember, the persuasion is not forcing, so you you can persuade all you like. It doesn't mean he's going to. He just, he looks directly at you, and just gives a thumbs up. Also, to slightly roll back. So, yeah. So, real quick, to roll back to your guys' religion checks. Uh, all good. Uh, Oriole is the Fey goddess of cold, also known in cases as the Cold Goddess by eh, by some of the by some members of the pantheon and people who worship her. With your 24, I would say yes. To your question, Daily, no. No. Uh, with 21, the last tidbit of information I will give you is the neutral evil goddess of winter and cold. Sebastian's going to look at you confused because he couldn't hear you over top of also Nessa. He's just gonna stare at you blankly. And at, after about a solid minute, Sebastian nods. When you just look over at Sebastian, he's just shaking his head no. We could until now. All right. And out the door, you see your dog still at the stable, all piled up together, just still sleeping. All right. They wake up and they're wagging their tails at you. Bryn Shander. Yep. We're back where it all began. Yes. Hey, dogs fight with him a little bit, but he's able to get him quickly back in line. All right. So to get the Bryn Shander, Gibby had breakfast last session. Actually, I think you guys had board for turning in their stuff. But thank you, Satin. Give me 1 second.
It was like a good quality continental style breakfast, you know.
I just remember the coffee and the pancakes. I like
We had
pancakes.
There was sausages involved, I imagine, and eggs, and probably gravy and biscuits too.
Okay. So to get to Bryn Shander, you guys are
leaning more towards those eggs and the sausage, if you know what I mean.
to get to Bryn Shander, you're likely going to stop through Sear Dineville, which is going to take about an hour trip on the dogs. Are you going to stay anytime there, or are you just going to immediately pass through?
Do we have any? We don't have any business in Caer Dineval, do we? Other than the possible talking dogs.
Oh, it's Caer Dineval?
I think it was Caer Dineval.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, check my own notes.
They're talking wolves about.
One sec. Caer Dineval, town speaker's gone missing. Oh.
Yes.
The town speaker here has gone missing. That's the rumor. Do we want to get involved, or do you think we have time?
I don't have that.
That one was given specifically to X because he interacted with a person.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember if I told you, but I had meant to tell you.
I mean, we could get involved, but like, is it worth like delaying our quest?
Just to bring you guys in, just so you can.
People. We have to inform people. So.
We have a lot of things that we're involved with right now.
Yeah, I don't think a stop to solve.
Most important.
Okay.
The most important thing, of course, is
a good side quest.
making sure the sun doesn't go out.
Understandable.
That's the most important thing.
So going around or through Sear Dineville, it takes about.
Oh yeah, we go right through the main street. It's pretty much paved. It's much faster.
Yeah.
The sunblight is coming. The sunblight is coming.
It takes another 5.5 hours to get back to Bryn Shander.
It's dark by then.
Oh yeah, it's dark. It's getting a little bit cold out.
Hey, we traveled during the
Fucking
warm
big
parts
brain
of the day.
standard was.
It's starting to get cold out. It's getting dark.
Yeah, we traveled at the right time of day. It was just barely daylight when we left, and it is bright and sunshiny all day. Well, I imagine there's
Maybe
cloud
5
cover, but
hours
it's
we
warmer
have.
than night.
All right. So you guys get into the east part of town.
I'm gonna direct Sebastian to the place that I would usually meet my contact when it's late, which I think is the back of I would say it's probably the back side of either a bakery or an inn or something like that, somewhere where it's like kind of a back alleyway area.
Well, the bakery that you
kind of-
guys have met up before is over on the other side of town.
Then that's probably where she would be, is behind the bakery. Like, I'd knock on the back door and she'd answer. I think that's like her kind of place where we all hang out, is the basement of the bakery.
Okay. Reminder that the black irons are here.
Do we want to drop off the... Let's drop off the iron first and then speak to my contact. I think we'll be able to get the iron taken care of very quickly.
I agree. I can't imagine it should take long.
I mean, it's just unhooking it and letting them know, so yeah, it would be pretty easy.
And probably be
Alright.
nice for our dogs to lighten the load.
Not have to haul it anymore. Yes, it's very heavy.
Because we did have to return the goat.
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to pull up right outside the door of Care Dinaval's finest blacksmith.
Bryn Schreider's.
Bryn Schreider's finest blacksmith and adventuring shop. TM.
I'm your quote-unquote backsmith.
Okay.
Yes, quote, finest, unquote.
So who is first going into the shop here?
I'm going to go in, like, right away, because I can't help unhook the dogs.
All right. So seeing you walk in, you are greeted by the lovely dwarven lady standing and manning the shop.
I hate this woman. She's my nemesis. I am going to walk in with the smuggest look on my face.
Ah!
Remind me her name?
Her name is Elza.
Okay. I let her speak first as I walk in.
Good afternoon. Oh! I see the bitch parade's back in town.
Hello, Elsa. I just so happen to have cleaned up your mess. So, I do appreciate the compliments, but now you owe me something.
Oh, and what mess would that be, darling?
Oh, you know that shipment of iron that went missing because it was attacked by yetis? Turns out it was being looted by goblins as well. So we took care of some of the goblins. Didn't really encounter the yetis, but the snow bears were interesting. And now we're back.
You can immediately notice that her demeanor has changed. You have our iron?
I do have your iron.
Hey,
It's right out front. In fact, I would love for you to come out with me and see it. I can't wait to see the look on your face.
hey, she doesn't even miss a beat and starts getting out from behind the counter to head outside.
Yep.
Ornessa's
move out-
probably
I
just like absolutely doting on the dogs.
I do
Would
get
imagine
to
that's
the door
fair enough.
before her, and I do hold the door open for her.
Hey, she quickly rushes past you to go about and get to the sled and just starts carefully digging lightly into the box just to make sure it's not, half filled on top of something, making sure it's all there.
Yeah, as she does that, I go, Elsa, I'm wounded. I would never lie to you about bringing your entire shipment back. What do you take me for, a common bandit? I'm so much more professional of a bitch than that.
She gives you
I
just
also wouldn't let her throw any of it away.
Elsa gives gives you just a very quick glare. Well, it looks like it's all here. Let's see. That's 300 pieces of iron. Actually, let me double check. Make sure how much it actually was. I believe it is stated here, but I don't remember.
I just remember that there was an amount of gold that it was worth. So
Yes, I'm just trying to remember the exact number. Iron ingots add 600 pounds. Each one's 2 pounds. Yeah, so 300 iron ingots here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it does look like everything is here. You care to follow me inside? I will be more than happy to pay you for this shipment.
Oh, splendid! And you know, it's been quite a long trip, so you're also going to help me out with something as I'm following her into the place.
All right. Hey,
She is so evil, and I still don't know why I'm that attracted to her. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, Nessa. You did.
I'm so glad I didn't hear that.
I thought when she
Thalia's gonna grab like a massive handful of snow from the side of the road and just dump it on Nessa. You need to cool off.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm gonna do a couple laps around the town. I'll be back.
I'll stay with the car.
Nessa's just gonna jog off and she's gonna do laps around the town.
That will take you hours.
yeah, this is a big town.
Fluffy,
Maybe around the
There's
square.
no around the square probably at least. Not
So-
around the square.
All right. So, after doing some digging, she hands out. She puts a fairly decent-sized coin bag on the counter. So, I know it is late, and I thank you so much for bringing this shipment here. So, how about, in hopes of some kindness, I offer you and your party here a 10% discount on all of our goods.
I think about the discount. I'm going to open the sack and start counting it and go, interesting. How much is in the sack?
It is 150 gold.
Darling. This is very. I must say, this is a tempting offer. If you were offering me something worthwhile, as far as I'm aware, a single iron ingot would cost you about a gold apiece, and I only see 150 gold here. Now, I assume you definitely paid the men up front a certain amount of gold for the delivery of this, so I do understand you're trying to make a profit, and I do appreciate the 10% discount, but I do think that a 15% discount would be a little more reasonable for the work that we've done for you.
And while I can understand what you're doing, unfortunately, you're overestimating amount of how much an iron ingot goes for. Typically, an iron ingot goes for 4 to 5 silver to a blacksmith.
Oh, yes. I had forgotten you deal in lower quality items, and I suppose this does actually fit the quality of what we've delivered. I appreciate the deal, and I will hold you to it until the end of your life. Or my life, whichever comes first.
She holds out her hand.
I am going to look at her hand, look at her, give her a death glare, and take her hand, and it's going to be very much a moment of two nemeses have earned some respect for each other. We still hate each other. That's never ending.
Well, at this point, it's not always like a hate. It's more of just a bitch off to each other.
Oh yeah. And I won this round, and I'm accepting her failure with grace here.
Well, she's also just holding out a hand to accept the deal of 10%.
Yeah, I take the deal, and then I take the gold. And it is actual gold coins in the sack, right? Or did you say it was gems worth?
It is gold coins.
It is gold coins. Fantastic. Now, I would like to purchase a casting quality diamond, and while I'm not sure if you would have some in this fine establishment of yours, I do know that you would possibly be able to tell me where I could get one.
She starts flipping through a logbook. Spellcasting diamond.
The value of 100 gold.
All right. She goes about and closes the book, walks out into one of the aisles for a moment, and comes back with a decent-sized diamond. How does this look for you?
I'm gonna make an Arcana check to make sure that'll actually work.
Okay, roll Arcana.
Because I would be able to know if that'll work for my... That's an 18 plus 7.
It'll work.
It'll work? Fantastic. And with a 10% discount, that comes out to, I believe, 90 gold?
That it does.
Alright. Would you hold this for me for a few moments? I need to speak to my constituents about how we're going to split this amount of money. And I'm going to take the gold and step out.
She's just gonna sit on the counter and just wait for you to return.
I walk out. Alright, we've gotten paid.
Nessa still isn't back, by the way.
Nope, still gone.
Nope. Nope.
And where did... Please don't tell me she drew another card.
Her tongue ran away from her. She's off to go catch it.
That's such a raw line. Too bad I'm not there to hear it.
That is a... So she said something embarrassing and now she's running away from her embarrassment?
More or less.
I'm gonna look to see if Nessa's anywhere in the town square.
Roll perception.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if that's one that I'm good at. It's not one that I'm good at.
Alright.
18, that's not bad. I rolled a 16.
All right, Nessa, where have you wandered out to thus far?
So I figured I'd probably go clockwise, so that just makes sense. So I probably started by jogging around here, then around here, then around here. I don't know how long it would take me to come over there. Probably around here by now.
I'd say
I must
you're
be
probably
halfway around.
here.
I mean, yeah, I might have had enough time to go all the way halfway
So
around.
I
I'm
would-
like right about here.
So I would say that you are able to be... Celeste does see you just meandering around buildings.
I don't.
I'm not meandering. I'm actually jogging, trying to like get my mind off of things. I'm doing that exercise thing that you do when you don't want to think about things, so you exercise instead.
Wait, is it actually a thing?
It is.
Huh?
Why?
Yeah.
I hate
When people want to
exercise.
forget things, they go for a jog. When people don't want to think, they go for a jog. Sometimes when they want to think, they also go for a jog. But that is a thing people do.
I open a book if I don't want to think.
Well, any case.
Well, then you're not a
I
meathead
thought-
jock. So
I thought the prestidigitation allows me to increase my voice, but I don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I can increase a voice. I can call her.
Oh, I do have the message cantrip. I'm gonna just cast message. I point to Daily, because the message cantrip's distance is 120 feet. She's within 120 feet of me?
More than likely.
Okay. I'm just gonna point to
Actually,
Daily
no.
and-
That is 220 feet.
Fuck.
Again, this place is big.
Here's your question, Helly.
Okay.
How loud can minor illusion get? Like, can I cast a minor illusion sound and make it loud enough for her to hear us?
Let me look up Minor Illusion real quick, because it's not a spell that I don't fully remember. So it can be as loud as a scream.
Oh.
Loud
I mean, I
as
could
roar.
just scream. So it could be like a loud whistle.
Well, it could be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration, or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends.
Useful.
So I was wondering if I could cast this and
So I'm looking things up real quick just to see if I can find a consensus ruling. And people are saying, well, that's not helpful. I mean, I would say a scream would probably have less range than message. I'd probably put it like 60 feet. Because a 60-foot scream, that's still pretty loud.
Yeah, like it'd be like shouting across a football field. Well, a football field is about 120 feet, and you can usually shout to someone on the other side of a football.
A football field is 300 feet.
And you can usually shout to someone on the other side of a football field.
And just note, if you do this, you're also going to get the attention of everybody else in town.
That's
I just
true.
want to shout her name through it.
Just very quickly, very loudly throughout the whole town, you just hear Nesta.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking Nessa. I was thinking Agnes.
Can I do
Actual
Agnes?
legal
Like,
first name.
her legal
Legal first name.
first name?
Get
Legal
legal
first name
name.
is guaranteed to get
Legal
her back
name,
to us.
bitch.
Yeah.
All right, I will allow it, but I will also require a Constitution save out of both of you if you do attempt to go that loud.
Oh, I'm going that loud.
It's not going to be loud enough to burst our eardrums, Ellie.
It will still be loud enough to at least cause some pain. If you've been yelled at, if you've been next to a person yelling down a football field,
That's true. That is also true. I rescind my statement. Constitution saving throws inbound to see if I lose hearing in one of my ears for a couple seconds.
I mean, I've been
I don't think
that
you would lose
person.
earring. I think you would just more ring.
Yeah.
I've been that person shouting down a football field.
all right. With a 9x, I'm giving you disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sound for the next hour.
Yeah, that's about right. There's like a loud ringing in my ears afterwards. I'm like, oh, that was very loud. That's very
And,
useful if we ever want to cause an avalanche.
Hey, Daly, let's roll a perception check.
Imagine she forgets.
See if I
that
even
her
notice.
first name is
Yup.
Agnes.
Wait,
That's her legal
how
first
did
name.
Nessa introduce herself to Thalia? I know she introduced
Nessa.
herself to Celesta as Agnes.
Yeah, but she's also told Talia, like Talia knows you're Agnes.
Oh.
'cause
Well,
she
remember,
had a
hey,
conversation about it.
Remember,
Okay.
Rowan, Celeste's father said Agnes to her when they met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16?
Got
I'd-
16.
I'd say you hear it.
Nessa stops in her tracks, skids a little bit in the snow, glances over in the direction of the sound, and is just gonna shout back, "What?"
I'm just gonna wave at you to come to us. We're shouting and it's dark out.
You're awake in the neighborhood.
No, no one's asleep yet. It hasn't been that late. Everyone's still working and stuff, but it's definitely a distraction.
I would love for this to be actually at night and just a sandal or a
That's
shoe
just
comes
gonna-
flying out a window.
Nessa's gonna
A
make
lady
her way
poked
back
her
over.
head out her window because she heard her name.
Oh my god, there's another lady named Agnes in French.
It's not an uncommon name, I imagine, for humans.
All right, you all have regrouped.
What? We need to go. We have more things to do.
paid you so.
Okay.
Celeste, we got.
Just
paid
as
you
I just
then?
go to Sebastian, just a sweet, quick, like glance to Sebastian, glare, and then back to completely innocent expression. And she's looking at the other two.
It's working. Okay, I'm gonna usher everyone onto the sled at this point.
Uh,
We're gonna get going.
Axe, I'm going to be the nice guy and remind you, Diamond.
Oh yeah. All right. We got paid 150 gold, and we get a 10% discount here in the future. And I also know how to get them to get us the stuff that's not the shit on the shelves. So it's actually not a bad deal. I tried to haggle for 15%, but you know, she is a monumental bitch and pointed out that her stuff is low quality, so I took what I could get. It was actually kind of beautiful. So, is it alright?
And
Would it be alright if I spend 100 gold of this on an item that I can use to cast Chromatic Orb?
What use would
what does chromatic orb do?
It is an elemental combat spell where I create an orb of magical energy of a specific element and throw it at the enemy. It would give us some. It would give me some wiggle room that doesn't involve burning things down.
And is this a one-use spell?
No, the diamond is used consistently. It's just required to channel the magics into the spell. It doesn't damage the diamond at all.
Fine with me. I got more than enough gold.
I mean, I'm not hurting for gold.
I've got more than enough gold.
Wait, yeah, what?
You guys have no idea how much gold I have.
Nope.
All right.
Oh no!
then-
Actually, I'm thinking about this in the way that, because Nessa would see it as Bella didn't really have a concept of money, and Bella was also kind of sheltered from the outside world until her first outing. So she's probably thinking about the line of, oh, poor Thalia probably doesn't actually know what enough gold is. Probably doesn't understand money.
That's kind of the same perspective I'm coming at it from. So we just kind of go. There's like a mental note for Celesta to
Word.
eventually ask Tyler how much she has so that she has enough for food and stuff, and then is like, all right, fantastic. I will just take. I will use this gold to purchase that. Is there anything else we want to purchase while we're here?
No, I'm good. Does it? Okay, question. Does it not occur to you, Nessa, that Bella was 18 and Thalia
A
is
child.
in
Not
her
really.
50s?
Not
No,
really,
they're both
because
people who live in the
Essence
woods.
was like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that tracks. Nessa can't actually tell, doesn't really care about age anymore because she fought with Nessa and Bella and went, well, they're pretty good, so it doesn't matter how old you are.
Okay.
I know, was Essence 12 or was Essence like 14? I can't actually remember anymore.
I don't know. She wasn't very old. Everyone in that party was, like, half that party was children.
Yeah.
It was
I
children.
mean, the only
a
two
middle-aged
true
man, and an
children-
old lady.
Yeah.
It was like
The only
two
two that were
children.
truly children was Bella and Essence, because Nessa was 23.
I mean,
It
I'm
was
quite a
two
child.
children, two young adults and a single grandmother who was way past her prime. Anyways, we're
Oh,
getting
grandmother.
distracted. Is there anything we want to purchase while we're here, like health potions or something, or should we just save this money for food and board later?
I mean, I still got a lot of health potions, so.
yeah, I don't think I've used any of my health potions. Is there anything interesting here?
If I say yes, I'll be betraying my principles, and if I say no, I would be not dishonest, but there is occasionally interesting things here.
Why is my token, like, pinched to the side?
I don't know.
I'm good. I don't think I
Anyway.
need anything.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go purchase
Yeah,
that.
we're
I'll
all
be
good.
right back, and then we'll head to my contact. I'm gonna walk back into the door with a big smile on my face.
Ah, welcome back.
Oh yes, I'm very happy to be back, especially since you have something that I need and can pay for. I'm gonna slap 90 gold on the table.
Ah, you'll be
And I
taking the
will take
diamond
it.
then.
Yes, ma'am. It would be very useful for our crew.
Alrighty. She holds out the diamond in one hand and an empty hand in the other, and holds out an empty hand.
I with with the corresponding hand, I put the 90 gold in her hand and take the diamond.
Pleasure doing business with you as always.
Oh yes, such a wonderful pleasure. I'm starting to worry that I might become a regular around here. However, it's been splendid, wonderful day really. I'm glad you got your iron, and I will probably be back to purchase potions or subpar rations in the future. I hope you have a horrible day. And I'm gonna turn around and just walk out the door.
So while Celesta is in there, Nessa's gonna look over at Talia, and just kind of with the most sheepish look, be like, "So did you tell Celesta what I said at all?"
Talia.
Your silence is deafening, Talia.
You're gonna repeat that? My mind was not there. I did not hear any of that. What was that?
Oh, Nessa's gonna look sheepishly at Talia, and she's gonna be like, "So did you tell Celesta what I accidentally said out loud?"
Thalia's not gonna say anything.
Your silence is deafening. And
So
she's just gonna go
Thalia
back
is
to doting
just
on the
gonna-
dogs because she just wants to ignore it.
When Nessa asks that, Thalia is just gonna look at her and like raise an eyebrow, and she's like completely unimpressed.
She's intimidating, okay?
Talia is a wonderful.
Good
Talia is
dote
a
on the
wonderful-
dogs. At least dogs are understanding.
At this point, I stride out the door of the trading post and jump on the sled with them. All right, to the bakery.
So yeah,
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
at this point, Thalia is just enjoying screwing with Nessa.
I love it so much.
She's finally comfortable with you guys.
I love this so much. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna lead Sebastian around the back of the bakery and park the dogs, and I'm gonna walk up to the back door, and I'm gonna tap a very specific knock into the back door. The one that leads to the cellar, not the one that leads into the bakery.
All right. After a few moments, a slit in the door opens.
I look it in the eyes, and I say a code phrase. The code phrase is, "For those who walk in the winter."
A door opens up, and you see the lovely old woman Baldora, who just picks you up in the biggest of hugs.
I give her a great big hug back. I love this woman.
Hey, Helly.
Yeah.
Helly, I've got a still game related but kind of funny question for you.
Okay.
What would that translate to in Grand's
I don't even know what
Thieves'
Grand's Thieves Cant is.
Yeah, no, it's not thieves' cants. It's a code. It's a
The password.
code
It
word for
sounds
the
like
door.
something. It sounds like something that would have been Thieves' Cant.
It would be. Well, it would be. It could be normal Thieves Cant, but it doesn't have anything to do with pies, so it's not Nan's Thieves Cant.
Oh, I missed a
Nan's
chance
Thieves'
to
Cant wasn't
say
entirely
those who eat
pie.
Winterberry pies. A drink for those who have who eat Winterberry pies would have been such a good one too. Because we're at a bakery. Can I change my answer, Helly?
Sure.
Okay. And in Thieves' Cant, it basically means it's cold out here, let me in.
Hey, I understood that.
I give her a great big hug and I say, Veldora? It is Veldora, right?
Beldora.
Beldora. Beldora, I love you so very much. I have a lot to tell you and we can't be speaking about it out here. Also, we need to call the council, immediately.
Hey, did you come here alone there, darling? We got a present for you here as well.
I brought some friends, and they have been assisting quite a lot. And while they are not inducted into the order, they could be incredibly useful to us no matter what. I trust all of them except for one with my life. And him I still trust with my life, I just don't trust the man that looks through his eyes.
Nessa thought that you were talking about her for a second.
She just gives you a small look. We'll go about and bring him in. There's no sense in them freezing to death out there.
Fantastic. Everybody come along.
Nessa's gonna just awkwardly wave from where she's standing by the car and be like, hi.
Sebastian, if you would keep the dogs company, please.
Oh yeah, I have to duck in here.
The cold, even though... Yeah, no, wait, maybe we should leave the boy out in the cold.
I'm sensing some sudden animosity for your bestest friend.
Not animosity for Sebastian, more of, and Nessa's gonna glance over. She's gonna glare at Sebastian, but really she's glaring at Roland. And then she's gonna turn away, and turn it back, and just whistle lightly as she walks on it. Bye. Not finishing the sentence at all.
So much aggression towards the man who gave you all new toys.
We still love him, but
we love him, but also he knows no secrets that I didn't want anyone to really know.
Well, you shouldn't tell it.
Everyone in this party knows.
Only Roland knows your secret. Think about that. He is the most dangerous and powerful man in the world, and
actually, technically,
everybody knows your secret.
Now too.
Everybody knows your secret. You just don't want people to know that you know their secret. Or that they know your secret.
Everyone knows my secret, except for Celesta.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what makes it a secret. So we're gonna go inside, Helly. We get downstairs, and
our plan worked out beautifully. X.
Does Thalia?
Everyone know.
Does Thalia fit?
You gotta duck a little bit to get through the door, but once you get down the stairs, it opens up a little bit.
The basement itself is not very low, but the entrance to the basement is pretty tight for you.
I was talking. Well, height is one thing, but more my antlers.
You gotta walk sideways for a little bit.
Cool.
Kind of tilt your head and kind of hunch over weird and awkwardly, but.
Sorry there, darling. These doors aren't made for antlered folk.
Don't understand people's obsession with living in buildings.
It keeps the
protection
cold out.
From the sun, the cold, the rain. No, I would guess up here.
From the cold and the sun and the rain.
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes don't really help with buildings.
Um.
So, you remember that potential drow cult I told you about earlier?
Yes.
Well, we've found quite a bit of more information over the last couple of days, and...
You didn't believe me when I brought this to you to start with.
I did not, and I will admit that I did not believe you initially. I mostly came along just to have something to do at first. However, this is actually very important. It seems to be a group of people who worship Ariel, the goddess of cold, the frost maiden, the goddess of winter, the ice queen, as Nessa so eloquently put it. And we believe it's a group of Duragar working with a Drow cult to blot out the sun, extend the Frost Maiden's reach to the entire world, and conquer this domain.
She taps her chin for a second and asks if she can excuse herself for a minute.
Yes, you may.
And she goes off to a very large bookshelf and starts poking through some of the books.
They're using Chardalyn, by the way.
Chardalyn.
At this point, Thalia's gonna pull out that bag of weird crystal she had grabbed, and the bag of weird crystals we had found.
We got those out of the fortress, right?
Yeah, the dark crystal shards and the note.
Okay.
Helly, would you say that this library is sufficient for me to use my researcher feat to find information about this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to help her by pulling up certain books off the shelf and start laying them out on what I assume there's a table in here.
There's a whole ass like war map looking table.
Yeah. I'm going to start laying it out in a section that's not currently in operations. I imagine there's like 3 or 4 operations going on already simultaneously on this map at any given time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pick a spot where there's some space, and I'm just going to lay out the books and start flipping through them to find information about Chardalyn and information about the Drow cult and help Beldora research this.
Well, after a few minutes, Beldora pulls out a rather old-looking book. This here is some notations of Oriel's change of clergy. It's old. It's older than both me, and almost even as old as your father. But
that is very ancient indeed.
But if what you're saying speaks true, this also links to it, though she has certainly taken her time in trying to complete this quest, and pulled out a book that has the following scripture in it. Cover all the lands with ice, quench fire wherever 'tis found, but the winds and the cold, cut down windbreaks, and chop holes in walls and roofs, that my breath may come in. Work darkness into hide, the cursed sun so chill the cursed sun so that I chill I bring may slay. Take the life of an arctic creature only in great need, but slay all others at will. Make all Faerun fear me. I will throw that into the Discord so you guys can actually read it yourself.
Yeah.
Sweet mother of the gods. Well, yeah, I'm fairly certain that's what they're working towards. I believe they've been taking this long gathering the resources needed. They're looking for Chardalyn, and I'm going to open up a book that's got like different magical components and stuff in it, and find a page that's like written in like some sort of strange like arcane script, and I'm start reading through it, like as Talia dumps all the crystals that she found onto the table as well.
Do we have any information on what Chardalyn is?
It's a specific type of mineral, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a mineral that naturally occurs
absorb
underground,
magic?
that can store magic, yeah. And if you break the crystal after you store a spell in it, the crystal disintegrates and it casts the spell. It was, I assume, Helly, this was a kind of an older way of storing magic before we figured out spell scrolls.
Yes. So, I don't remember what exactly we set as the ages in our current campaign, but this is far earlier than those times. But up until the early 1370s DR, Channeling was typically used was typically the only way of really storing spells in a in a one-time consumable fashion, like a scroll.
Yeah. This was the original spell scroll. And I assume if you get enough of it together, you can cast incredibly potent spells by channeling through the crystal and combining them before shattering them, or something similar. There's notations here of it being used in ancient and powerful rituals, but it's incredibly rare nowadays because of how heavily it was mined at first, and simply because of how rare it is.
It would make sense why they wanted Lost Mines, though, especially if they were looking for this stuff. And Spellforge probably combined with all of this, that was probably their plan at the time.
That would make a lot of sense. The Spellforge would allow them to imbue these crystals with a large amount of energy that could then be used for this spell. I imagine you taking the mines back has stalled them quite a bit. Or at the very least slowed them down.
But we have to do more than just slow them down. We have to put an end to this.
Them. The Frost Maiden made herself very clear in that passage. She seeks to destroy all that is not of the winter or the dark.
My question is, how did she rope in the drow? I don't think drow normally worship the Snow Eyes.
Drow don't normally worship her, but it would make sense that them being fey creatures would have some connection to her. And their interests do align because they are creatures of the dark. So...
she has something they want. It's the easiest negotiation there is.
Precisely. They both have what the other needs. She needs pawns on this world to enact her plan, and they need her to blot out the sun to conquer it. And she's offering this world to them.
Hey, Helly, we did actually turn in that drow.
Yes.
To the police, right? Okay. So we didn't actually capture one. The leader of the mission for the Lost Mines, I guess. And we did turn him in. Yeah, we did turn him in. What was the town again?
Phandalin.
We did turn him at Phandalin, to the sheriffs at Phandalin. So hopefully Goblin Slayer and Gorbok can maybe get us a little bit more information from the interrogation, so we can get at least a little bit more context from the drow side of things to hopefully help us with stopping the Duergar here.
Yes, and now that my father knows this, he will probably be digging into it and at some point may tell us something he knows, though he's also promised to stay out of this, so... I'm going to look over at Dora and say, if you wish to ask for his help, I would not be opposed, but I am not going to ask for his help. I have an accord with my father.
If things get to that bad where we need, we can see about Hinman. But I know how you two get along.
Yes, get along lately, I suppose. Alright, so we need to the council needs to know. And we need to figure out what to do. We have a map. I'm gonna gesture. Who has the map? Do I have the map?
I think you have the map.
You have the map.
I'm gonna pull the map out of my. I'm gonna pull the map and all of the papers that we have out of my backpack and roll them out and flatten them out and start walking her through what we learned and where we learned it and stuff, and also tell her about the fortress.
Okay. The mark down in the mountains. She goes about and draws just a rough path through the down the Eastway through Goodmead and Dugan's Hole to get down to there. It says that route there will probably take at least a day and a half, even on your dogs.
Ooh. Well, then we need to get ready for it. Still, it's not that bad. We did spend a day getting here, so... We need to know... We need any information that the, One sec, I forgot the name of the group. I'm so sorry.
I can't believe you've done this.
I know. We need any information that the Harpers may have about the movements of wandering tribes or anything in this area. We don't want to run into a bunch of Goliaths or Yetis or anything on our trip.
Okay. And send out what information, and send out what people we have, but we don't really have many people down in Dugan's Hole. They're not all that welcome to outsiders.
Oh yes, I forgot about the hold.
That hole, not hold.
The whole...
And people over in Goodmead have been a bit more preoccupied lately, complaining that something along the lines of mead being stolen.
Adding that to the list.
Wow, no response from Daly.
Daly, are you there?
I'm here. Ness is just kind of focused on the plan at this point. And also, I'm trying to pull up the... I don't remember where the interactive map is. Yes.
Perfect.
Nessa is so focused on the mission at this point.
You didn't even
This
hear
is what
anything
she
about
came
mead
here
being
for.
didn't even hear anything about mead
Yeah.
being stolen.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
I'm
I'm
impressed.
Okay, so we're been... So, remind me,
I've
so
got,
we were
like,
looking at... Are we going... The path was down the east way through Goodmead? Or was it down through the forest through Goodmead? I'm just looking at the map.
So the path that she drew out goes along the roads because it's easier to move,
Okay.
and it is east, going east through the east way, and then looping down to Goodmead, and then Dougan's Hole.
To Dugan's Hole. Okay.
Okay, let me.
And Dougan's Hole, we were just gonna... we're looking for just more information, right?
Well, X was asking for you try to get whatever information they can about down there. The people that are closest they don't really have many people down there because that area is not too kind to visitors.
Yeah, Dugan's Hole
Okay.
is a rough place, and Goodmead's dealing with their own problems.
Okay. So basically, we're looking at just an information gathering sort of mission.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I was saving this for a time in which I felt it was useful. When I got the blessing of divination from Dionysus, I'm looking at the actual divination, and because the spell components have a cost, I do actually have to have the spell components. I can't just use my spell focus, right?
Yes.
I believe when I gave it
Okay.
to you, I said you could cast it without the material components.
Without the material components. Okay. So, Nessa is going to clutch onto her holy symbol. The deck.
Yep.
And she's gonna cast divination. I don't believe... Okay, so there's a verbal component, it looks like, but she's just gonna do it softly. Just to
Well,
herself.
Your verbal component is likely asking the
Just
question.
asking the question.
Yeah. Keep in mind.
And basically...
Never mind. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I'm not. I don't know you're casting this spell, so I can't pipe in.
so basically the question I'm gonna ask to Dionysus here... It's the hard part. That's why Nessa's thinking so hard. She's staring at this map and she's thinking so hard and she's looking at all the possible places and she knows that it's somewhere somewhere here
You know,
Yeah,
it-
we know where it is.
that they need to be
so we
going.
have to-
well,
yeah,
just
we know
also
where
as a
it is.
note, when you ask this question, it's going to take me a minute to formulate a response that fits the criteria.
Yeah.
True. That's why I'm
So,
thinking real hard on the question. So at this point, Ness is just kind of debating whether she wants to cast it,
Well-
so she's thinking of a question.
Well, remember, it is also a simple question.
yeah. A single question. It's not a simple question. It's a
It's a
single.
single
Yeah, single
question.
question.
All right,
I can ask as detailed a question as I'd like. It's imagine offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a
Yep,
specific
I-
goal, event, or activity.
I
for
misread. I owned up to it.
minutes. But you can do it in a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Yes. And that's what I have to figure out once you ask the question.
Think very carefully about the question. These sorts of
Yeah,
things. the
that's what
question
I-
is very important.
That's what that's why Nessa's not paying attention to anything you guys are saying about meat or anything like that. She's staring at this map and she's like, we don't really have too much of a trail. We're just information gathering. Like, at least I know I could do one thing that could get us more information, point us in the right direction. But what the fuck do I ask?
But what's the question? And that is
So
the
I'm-
question.
While Nessa is thinking very clearly, Celeste is gonna look at it, and she's gonna pull out a piece of paper and put it down in front of her, and she's gonna be like, "All right, information we need to know. We need to know more clearly where they are, but we have enough that we could possibly quite easily find it. I mean, the last group was hiding in some sort of ancient citadel. There must be a book around here about ancient ruins that we could look through, and then the next thing we need to know is how many of them there are. So whether or not we want to actually assault their position, because if there's a large number of them, that's dangerous. We need to figure out some way to at least estimate or get a sight on how many there are. We have to scout the position for a little bit before we attack. And then the final question is, we need to figure out if this fortress is where they're actually doing the ritual or not, which we may only be able to find out if we actually get to the fortress and get the information there. I'm worried that the four of us won't be enough to assault if it is a castle, some sort of ancient castle, especially since I get the feeling the force we've been dealing with so far has not been fully standing their ground, whereas wherever we're going next, I'm pretty certain that they will stand their ground, and that could be much more dangerous than what we've been encountering. We've only met them in small numbers. If there's more than even 8 or so of them, it becomes very overwhelming very quickly.
Hell
And
yeah,
I
you
thought
got
we
any
were going
input?
back to-
So that's a fair fear.
Do you have any questions you want to ask Baldora?
Beldora, have you seen any? We've been seeing Durgar. Have you heard any rumors of Durgar or Drow in this area? I know I asked you earlier to look into it. Did anyone come back with anything like that?
Nothing's come up, but as you know, they are a sneaky little bunch of rascals.
Yes, their invisibility magic is quite useful and irritating.
Nessa's sitting there and she's thinking over all the information, and she's like got her both hands on the table, staring down at the map, and okay, so Celeste, you mentioned how the people at the fort, the Durgar, the fort we went to, they didn't really seem like they were standing their ground well enough. Well,
No, they
why
started to run
they're-
very quickly.
and there was no point of them having. I mean, goats, I guess, for a ritual, maybe, but like the sign and the lamp and the other things that were stolen,
Maybe
it seems like they were trying to lure someone there. Or lure adventurers there?
like a trap. So
Not
it was
even sure if
intended
it was
to be
a
trap, but
trap.
it
Is
wasn't
there-
a very good trap for
is
adventurers.
there-
Most adventurers here could take on that fortress. What if the items they stole
there
are
any
needed
spell?
for the spell?
I was wondering, if there was a spell that requires the sacrifice of the Duragar. I'm worried now that we killed those Duragar that it fed whatever fucked up magic that they're using in order to find out a way to blot out the sun.
I don't think us killing those Duergar would have affected it, because rituals often require an anchor to a location, and usually you have to be at that anchor to do the sacrifice, and usually there are very specific steps to that sacrifice.
Wait, is that a possibility that the Durgar are the sacrifice?
I think they were trying to capture someone that came after them as the sacrifice.
If they were,
You'd
if
really
the
think they were
Duragar were
just
going to
that
be the
stupid?
sacrifice, why wouldn't they just sacrifice themselves and rather than force an adventurer to do it?
Exactly. Also, there was mention that they were having food problems. So maybe they were simply stealing the goats to get food. But why did they steal the items from the places? They weren't holding them
That's what's
ransom or
not.
anything.
Unless is it
And then why
possible?
steal our dogs?
Is it possible it could be a diversion tactic?
A goose
Possibly.
chase.
Well,
They're
if,
leading any adventurers on a goose chase to keep them from actually getting to the main force.
But why would they need to do that? No one even knew they existed.
well, so
Until-
what?
Unless it leaked out that we caught the drow.
Well, what items did they steal other than the dogs?
They stole
The sign from the hook, line, and seeker.
the lantern from the inn, and 2 goats from. They're all important places in the town.
They
Well,
were all important places in Fairconic, yeah.
if you were saying that they were having food issues, the goats could just be food.
Precisely.
What type of material was that sign made out of? Could have been something for them to burn?
It was wood and steel. So perhaps they were just using it as firewood? Why not just steal firewood then?
Because
Eh.
in a place like this, firewood's protected. Haven't you noticed no one leaves firewood outside? There's the building. I noticed on our way
Oh,
here,
no.
there's a building that all the firewood is stored in for the winter, so it's not buried in snow. I would assume people keep it in their houses. That sign was probably
They'd have
the
to keep it
easiest quick
inside,
wood to
yeah.
grab.
True. But the lantern provided light, but it didn't provide heat.
It,
So they wouldn't have.
It feels,
well,
But it
if
provided
feels too easy.
colored light.
well, if they were looking for Charlene and they went after the lantern that changes colors, it's possible that they may have thought that that lamp contained some.
That makes a lot of sense. So the robberies were about food, fuel, and Chardolin, and they kind of failed at all 3 because the lamp, as far as I'm aware, from the arcane construction of the lamp, it doesn't require Chardolin, which means they don't know how to find Chardolin, and they're not as familiar with modern enchantments. Interesting.
Is there possibly a way for you to add something in addition to that letter we're sending to Slayer and
It's already sent.
Rorbach?
I could write another letter if we need to. I did mention the Chardolin in the letter.
Yeah, but I just feel like we need to ask them to go to the Marshal of Phandalin. I feel like there's more information we need from that drow.
Knowing Gorbak as well as I do, he will probably send Slayer to do just that. And you and I both know how convincing Slayer can be when he has a job to do.
Slaying goblins was that man's passion.
All right. We need to look for we need to keep an eye out and ear out for any thefts of magical items or magical signposts, magical anything that that they may believe has Chardalyn in it. So things that glow, things that do magic on repeat, that sort of thing. Because if they've been
What
stealing
about?
it from Caer Konig, then
I,
they've definitely been stealing it from other places.
Do you think we could set a
I'm
trap?
just thinking about what we have listed, and I'm thinking about the rumor man. What if he's in risk too? What if they think that his whole broadcast system is using Chardalyn?
Well, then they'd certainly have to find him, and good luck with that. People have been looking for like 50 years.
Do you think we could set a trap?
He's 50 years old at least. Damn.
He showed
50
up
years old is
about-
nothing
how
to a dwarf.
Yeah, he showed up about 50 years ago. He's been here as long as I can remember.
Do you think we could set up a
That's
trap?
how long my parents have been alive.
I think that's a good idea, Talia. Set up a trap.
We have a pot that continuously makes food.
And
Didn't
if
we get that
strap
from
some
them?
crystals to it,
Oh, no, we got
could
this.
strap- we could strap a number of crystals to it that look similar to Chardalyn and have a simple light enchantment.
And we could host a meal for the town.
For the entire town, word would spread quickly, and quite possibly they would come to steal it, especially if we stayed in place for just a little while, and if they knew it was us. Because that would, I think them knowing it's us, they would send a more impressive group of individuals, and if we could capture those individuals, we may get some information from one of them. The hard part is that they're slippery bastards that turn invisible, and can get very large when threatened. We'll need more than just the four of us to set this trap, but I believe, as I turn to Beldora, do you think that the Harpers could help us set this trap?
It could take a lot of work for it, but even if they do come in and they start to investigate, there's a high chance that they could even be invisible and waiting to act on the right moment, and we would be none the wiser.
That's the problem. We don't have any
There-
way to easily locate them.
Could we add a
I'm
tracking
thinking.
charm?
Oh, wait.
Helly, would I be able to develop
Tracking
a
charm.
tracking charm for that?
Tracking charm would be good.
Or a
Could
tracking
we
charm.
use Could we lose locate object on something where we know where it is and like maintain its whereabouts after it's stolen?
It
I was
has to stay
thinking
within
of a
range.
So, Helly, what I was thinking is a modification of locate object that allows me to know where a specific object I've inscribed it on is within a distance.
Taking a
Well,
quick
you'd think
look
you'd
here.
have to see it up close within 30 feet at least once.
Well, I would.
We
say
have
it would
definitely
be
seen
something
this
else to
object.
actually put on it. It would have to be like a specified ritual casting of it to put it on the actual item itself. But once it's done, it's like I'm enchanting the item to be located.
Yes. Though no, it would only work if you're within 1,000 feet of it.
Which means we could track it as long as
We
we
just
stay
do
within
it.
1,000 feet of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I was sitting here looking over Zone of Truth for when they're invisible, then I realized the effective creature is aware of the spell and avoid answering questions. But that it means that they don't necessarily have to talk even if I ask questions.
Exactly. Helly, can I take a look at the crystals that Talia's put on the table and compare them to the information in the books I have, as to make sure I know whether or not these are Chardalyn or not? Because if we
Certainly.
have a piece of Chardalyn, we could definitely use that to our advantage.
give me an Arcana check.
Can I get advantage because I'm surrounded by books that may have this information?
Sure.
Thank you. You're so nice. I'm going to click Arcana twice.
Oh, I
17.
forgot about
13,
divine
17.
favor.
So a 17.
Okay. With a 17,
Jesus.
the fragments that you guys have found is Chardon, but it is a very almost used impure, for lack of a better term, that doesn't seem to hold a charge any further.
Well, this is Chardolin, but it's not of any use. It's already been used for something.
Chardon that still it from the books that you can see, Chardon that can still hold a charge is a slightly lighter or more almost purplish shade of black, while that is like charcoal.
Got it. So it's dull. It's no longer got the energy of capacity for it.
Yep.
It looks dead.
It's possible these are shards that were cut off of larger pieces of Chardolin. We need to locate some. Start a trap. And while I do know someone who has some, I don't think we should ask him for any.
Are you talking about Roland?
Of course I'm talking about Roland. What does that man not have access to? It's one of the reasons why he's not allowed to interfere. It gets irritating after a while having him fix all of your problems.
He did give me a cool sword, though.
Don't get me wrong, I love my father. He's just a little bit much. He's just a little bit much. We don't really have anything we can set a trap with. We could try to convince them that we have something we can set a trap with, but that would take time for it to get to them. Rumors don't spread overnight, unless we could somehow contact the rumor man.
Which,
But no one.
Oh my god.
The rumor man.
The temptation to use divination to ask where a rumor man is.
Oh
I
my
know.
god.
I'm like, can I use augury in this situation? But how? Even it's just like asking, like.
well,
how to
it's
get in
So
contact.
Nessa's gonna bring it up in character now. I was blessed by Dionysus when I actually realized that Dionysus was my patron. Kind of his gift for my sudden self-realization. I'm pretty sure he will answer one question absolutely truthfully. I only get the one, though. But I could possibly get us more information on where we would find Rumor Man.
Oh, that is tempting. Because Rumor Man would be able to spread that information immediately across the entirety of Icewind Dale.
He would be a good ally to have on our side.
The rumor could be that a group of adventurers has found a cave with Chardolin in it and is working towards mining it now and is looking for workers.
We
How does
could
that
lend
sound,
a little
Barbara?
bit more validity to the rumor by stating one of the heroes of Fendelver who found the lost mines is actually spearheading the mining.
I'm gonna look at Bildora and see what's going on in her head right now if she's thinking it through.
That could be the go-to-one question.
What do you think, Bildora? Solve a mystery that's been going on for 50 years and also possibly get a leg up on these people?
well,
Lead them right into a trap?
it could work, but well, he may answer truthfully. You know how the gods are, never giving a direct.
I mean, Dionysus has sent me to time out not once, but twice.
Yeah, that sounds like him. We'll get a tricky answer and we'll have to solve that mystery in order to solve the big mystery in order to actually enact the trap.
I mean, we could sweeten the deal to Dionysus if we can get him a good enough sacrifice. I don't need the offering for the spell, I don't think, but it could entice Dionysus to actually give us more straight answer with an offering.
Isn't Dionysus worshipped by orgies?
Oh dear. You're not wrong. You're
Nessa's
not
face is
wrong.
gonna go beet red.
Usually drunken
He
ones.
is the god. He's also the god of wine, so maybe it just needs to be a drinking party. Maybe we just get really drunk and then we ask the question.
Thalia's just gonna look at Nessa. I have never been drunk in a day in my life.
Celesta's got her hand on her face right now and is just shaking her head. This is not. I'm starting to rethink this plan. The direct route is more dangerous, but we may be able to get some support. Beldora, how quickly can we hear from the rest of the Harpers what they're able to do to support this?
Maybe a day or two, and we'll hear something back. But I'm not sure how quickly they'll be able to act upon it.
I don't think that they've got any Chardalyn yet, or if they do, they don't have enough because they're still looking for it. We also managed to stop them from doing what they were doing up in Kelvin's Cairn, and we took their hiding spot away from them. We've certainly slowed them down, at the very least. We may actually have time to wait for the Harpers. I am going to use my augury, actually.
You don't have augury anymore.
I don't? Have I already ran out of time for it?
But you had augury like a week ago.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
What
Okay.
question would you like asked?
Yeah,
You can use
it's-
mine.
We could use, yes, using augury would be really useful here to see if we have which path we likely would be better off choosing.
If I have learned anything, we need a detailed question. Which question shall we ask?
Well, you don't ask a question, Rowie, with augury.
Yeah, with augury, you focus on a decision and the options you have, and then it basically gives you good and bad, or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's more of like hot or cold with augury, whereas it's a direct answer with divination.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will cast augury. What is that? I don't need anything to cast it, right?
I believe with
just
the
have to
Chancellery,
have-
you do not need the material components.
Yeah. And even if you did, it doesn't consume the 25 gold worth of Dragonbone sticks or ornate playing cards. It doesn't
Good.
consume them, they have to be worth it.
Because I don't have dragon bones or sticks on me, but I do have ornate playing cards.
Exactly.
I don't think mine are ornate. I think mine are just a simple deck of playing cards.
Yeah.
My ornate cards are my
The Deck of Wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is definitely worth at least 25 gold GP and is also a divining tool.
It's actually worth more than that, isn't it, Helly?
Oh yeah.
It is worth
easily.
more than that. I don't know what the
Quite a
exact.
bit more.
This compendium says it just needs to be specially marked Skix, Bones, or similar tokens, not necessarily Dragon Bone.
But it needs to be worth at least 25 gold penny, and then in the
Yeah.
spell description itself, it also mentions laying cards and stuff.
Like no
But-
joke, I'm pretty sure my deck of wonder is the most expensive thing that I own.
Probably.
All right. So, what is the decision that you are heavily concentrating on for the next minute?
It was which of the options we should take, right?
Well, I can't tell you which option to take. I can tell you good, bad, both, or neither.
Yeah, so pick one of the options and focus on that, and then cast it again if you can after you're done casting and pick the
Only
other
gets the
option.
one cast.
I can only cast it once.
Then you pick one. Pick
And
one
each
that you think will
subsequent
make more than that.
cast means
Well-
that there's like a 25%
well,
chance
that-
it doesn't go through, I think.
The card
Well,
only
I
gets
gotta-
you one. Only gives you one.
I'm talking about if we get another one in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we could pull another deck to.
just
Yeah,
machine
that's
gun
okay,
out
yeah.
cards.
That's a
Can
bad
do
idea.
that.
That's a bad
I will go
idea.
in timeout a couple more times if we need to. Go ahead and
my
put me in timeout, Dionysus. I'm still gonna get a fucking answer out of you.
I
Okay.
should we set a trap?
So the thought is setting a trap.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
path of setting a trap for them.
Wheel and woe.
Well, that's helpful.
So it could work or it could not work.
Well, if it does work, it will probably come with both good and bad results too.
Is this legitimately flipping a coin?
I know. I put thought into it.
No, but like, think the spell itself. Is it like legitimately flipping a coin?
I mean, you would feel an omen present on for
Well,
it feeling good or bad.
Yeah, it's like good feelings.
basically,
or bad feelings.
If you're, from what I'm reading, when you're doing allegory with cards, it's like doing an actual tarot reading, and you're like laying out, like, so you drew wheel and woe essentially. You drew both a good and a bad card, determining the omen on the particular option we're looking at.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know.
Because the way it describes it on D&D Beyond is that by casting Gem and Late Sticks, rolling Dragon Bones, laying out ornate cards, or putting some other divining tool. So basically, you're using your tarot cards in a slightly different way than we've been using them. You're just using them as a proper tarot deck.
Yeah.
You have pulled a wheel of fortune.
Yeah. So good and bad for endings for that. That's very helpful.
Does anyone want to pull a card to see if we're lucky?
Beldora, you've never pulled one of these cards.
She just gives you one of those looks.
I have a big smile on my face.
Bella fans out
Don't-
the deck. I can read your
Don't
future.
worry. The worst that can happen that I've seen so far is that you end up in the void for like 5 minutes. It's actually relaxing, so I'm told.
100% not the worst that can happen, but okay.
It's the worst I've seen.
She gives Celeste the longest just glare as she goes about and pulls one card.
What did she pull?
The King of Spades.
Oh.
The end.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck.
What did you just? What did you just do?
Need I remind you, Eldora's a commoner.
Yes, but if I remember correctly, there's a limit to that.
There isn't.
What does the end do?
Oh. Can't
I
remember.
don't think we know.
To maximum below 10 hit points.
So you take 2d10 damage, and your maximum hit points is reduced by that amount.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
So let's roll 2d10.
Wait, Helly, question.
Yeah.
Do we
I don't
see
know how-
anything happening specifically that we realize what's happening?
No. Wait, everybody stop. Helly, I don't know how my coin works, but I'm assuming it allows me to re-roll something. Is that true?
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
I'm gonna flip the coin.
All right.
Pull the coin out of my pocket and flip it.
All right. So we will make the loot be heads, star be tails, or in this case, a one or a two. So loot is 1. Which one do you call?
I mean, I don't really call it. It's just lose is 1, win is 2.
Is it
Okay, so
you have to call something.
Yes.
I'm calling heads.
Okay, so you are calling 1.
Yes.
It's a 2.
Shit. Okay.
Does anyone know remove curse?
Well, first we gotta deal the wonderful bit of damage,
Fuck.
which there is a chance.
Helly, why can't you just have her be like an ex-adventurer or something?
13 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Does that push her below 10 below?
It does put her past 10. Well, again,
So,
a
like,
common. So Val, remember, a commoner has 4 HP.
Yes, but the card stops at 10 below.
It is. You take 2d10 necrotic damage, and those are 2 separate conjunctions.
Yeah, no, it
Uh,
just can't reduce your maximum below 10.
But you still take the damage.
So I'm going to force a large healing potion down her gullet.
She's dead.
Oh, she's dead.
You're not gonna let her make death saving throws?
She has 4 HP and took
Oh, that's
3
fine.
times her HP.
Whoa. Fuck. Helly, please, no.
We need to find someone who.
I'm gonna say this is fucking karma for like, what's
Wait.
the worst that could happen? Death.
I didn't know that card was in there.
So I did mention that timeout's not the worst that could happen, right?
Could not have planned that better.
What do we do?
Wait,
What do we do, Helly?
find someone who knows Ray's dead.
I don't know. Helly, do I know anyone that can raise her from the dead?
And I just need to take a few minutes to meditate so I can do gentle repose. And I can lengthen the time that we have to find someone.
I mean,
Knows
technically,
Ray's
if you
dead.
can find someone who can end curse, that will. No, that won't do it.
I am going to as soon as I take her pulse and she is dead, I am running full sprint outside to get Sebastian. I am literally grabbing him by the shoulders and dragging him in here saying, she's dead and she can't be fucking dead. We can't do this. Jesus fucking Christ, help us here, please. Like, there is full panic. This is a woman that I am very much care about, and another person I care about is about to fucking be dead.
Give me a second. I'm looking for something, anything.
Okay, would counterspell work?
No, because it's not a spell.
It's not a spell.
Which
I
is
literally
why-
don't have anything that could help us here. And remove curse won't bring her back to life.
Nope, because it's just all that's done is the damage. You need something to reanimate her.
We need someone who can do Ray's dead.
Or wish.
But again, or wish.
Yeah, resurrection magic. We need resurrection magic.
We can pay
Again,
the diamond.
It needs to be worth at least 500 gold. How much was the diamond that you got for?
I don't have any money.
The diamond was worth 100.
I can buy a diamond worth 500 gold.
Yes, can we have someone cast the spell or something or anything? We can't. Beldora cannot fucking die. She's very important.
I'm not gonna let this fucking woman die if there's anything I can do about it. And at this point, this is when Nessa is literally just Nessa's gonna go into frickin' fucking meditation, gripping her freaking her holy symbol. I will take my I'm going to be in a meditative phase, I believe, to change out my spells. Let's see.
I'm looking through things here real quick.
I need time spent in prayer and meditation, at least 1 minute per spell level for each spell. Okay. So I need to spend about 2-ish minutes in prayer and meditation, so I can switch out my spells for gentle repose.
Absolute panic.
Which will just
Let's
give
say
you
it's
more
absolute
time.
panic.
Yes, but it's
Let's
all I can do.
Celeste is panicking.
Ooh, you are
So
not.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the 2 minutes. I'm going to pray to Dionysus. I'm gonna be like, look here, fucker. I'm not gonna let this girl I might like's friend die. I can't do anything about it, but give me the power to at least affect something. Even though it's not a long rest, can I at least spend the 2 minutes to switch out my spell slot? Because at least we're not in like battle.
I will let you.
Like, this is kind of a rest. Hey. Switching out, I'd locate object from previous long rest. Because switch it out for gentle repose, and I'm casting gentle repose on the corpse.
I don't have any healing magic. I have literally nothing for this.
I
Unless I can use lightning bolt to bring her back from the dead, but I don't think that's how that works.
No.
Alright. After my 2 minutes, and then however long it takes to cast the spell.
Gentle repose takes just an action.
No, it's just the time of an action. Alright.
Although that's not a paladin
I'm gonna-
spell.
I have it as part of something.
Is it part of your subclass? Daily, what's your subclass?
Glory.
Earth of Glory. It is showing as one of my second level. Yeah, gentle repose is on the paladin spell list.
Not the spell list I'm seeing.
It's in the spell list that's in my actual, like, on my character sheet. In the game. On the tabletop.
No, it's
And
not
it's
a
showing
paladin
as part
spell.
of. It's showing on the wiki dot as paladin spell too.
In any case, I'll let you keep it. I'm still looking for things here for you. And I'd say after a few minutes of Celesta freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, no, I'm like, the first 30 seconds is me just screaming at Sebastian, like, not screaming, but like very, like, panic telling Sebastian what happened. And then when Sebastian does nothing for 30 seconds, I go and sit on a chair and I'm rocking back and forth and hyperventilating.
Let me take a quick look. Let me Google something real quick.
Helly, you and I both know Dad has Wish.
I'm looking up something. That doesn't give me my answer.
So we learned that commoners should not pull from my deck.
We learned a lesson. We better learn a fucking lesson here.
All right.
Okay.
After about 10 minutes, a small portal opens up in the ceiling of the library you're in, and a scroll falls to the floor, and the portal closes.
I am going
Damn,
to,
did he just send us Wish?
I am going to immediately see the spell scroll, run over to grab it and open it and start looking through it to see what it is.
It is a spell scroll. Let me make sure I'm getting the proper one here. It is a spell scroll of True Resurrection.
Fuck it. I cut my thumb and I activate the spell with my blood immediately and place my hand on her chest. Like, this is This is like full focus spell casting. If this doesn't save her, no, I am going to lose my mind.
All right, so this takes about an hour to cast,
Don't care.
but after an hour, Eldora coughs awake, asking what
Wait,
the
hold up. I think spell scrolls activate immediately. I don't think they use their spell casting time.
Oh, it's
Nope,
just
it
paladin
requires the
op.
spell's normal casting time. So this is not a regular. This is like an entire like. This is a scroll.
That's
That
like
is,
a textbook.
Thick as hell. This is like a textbook of a scroll, and I am literally reading through the pages, and you're like hearing lots of very complicated magic words.
And after an hour of this textbook of a scroll, Eldora coughs awake. What the hell just happened?
I give her a big fucking hug, and I am crying.
Celestia, are you okay?
Oh wait, I have to make a spell casting check. DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Wait, for what now?
For using a spell scroll.
Oh, well, that's a tall order.
What's the difficulty class?
It's a level
What
9
level is it?
spell.
So I have to get 19 or better.
Yep.
Fuck. I got
19.
19.
All right.
Oh. Fuck, dude. Crying. Tears.
Celestia, what happened?
No words.
just
Brain is
just
no longer
tears
on. I just watched a friend of mine die
from your choice.
from a decision I pressured them to making, not realizing the danger of the decision I had pressured them to make. Any one of the rest of us would have been fine. Her, not so much. The level of danger in those cards I was not aware of, but now I am.
That's the most dangerous card, I think.
Yeah, I noticed.
That's the thing, is for like one of us, it's not that bad. But she's a
Yeah.
commoner.
For one of us, it could have dropped us to 0, but we would have made death saves and been fine.
I mean, again, it would have done a maximum of 20 damage.
Oh yeah, no, it would have done half our health. But for her, it triples her health pool.
It does over twice her health in damage.
Yeah.
And that you don't just shrug that off with death saves. I'm sorry,
No,
but
no, you're right. That is instant kill. It was just a moment of panic as I didn't process it.
the numbers didn't click in your hand. Like we rolled 2 ones, she'll live. No.
Yeah. Yeah. You said the number, and my brain went, "Oh,
Oh no.
wait, death save. Oh wait, no." As soon as you said no, that's more than 3 times her health, I immediately was like, "Oh." I made a damn diamond with my asshole there, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that was clenched.
Eldora is just looking around the room, just confused as to what just happened.
I
no
will get
cards in the
control of
vicinity
myself
of
after
anyone.
about 3 minutes.
Anybody going to explain what happened?
You died.
She just blinks at Netsa. What?
The
I
danger
made
was-
sure your body wasn't right.
Her mouth is just agape, just.
And then Roland helped us. Roland's such a bro. You make a good father-in-law. Wait, what did I say?
The cards that I had you pull from were given to me by my mother. And as The story goes it had passed down the female line of my family for generations and was handed to us by, or was gifted to us by a god. Unfortunately, not all of the cards are favorable, and it is up to the gods what card you pull. Unfortunately, the card that you pulled had a side effect that you do not have the constitution to survive. So Celeste got in contact with someone who was able to give her a resurrection spell to bring you back.
She just sits in silence, just processing what just happened.
The gods are as
New
cruel as
rule:
they are
no one else
merciful.
pulls from the cards. All in favor? Raise a hand.
The gods can be as cruel as they are merciful, and I apologize deeply that this is the experience that you have gained from them.
I can't believe one of your first questions when you talked to us was whether or not we wanted to pull a card. Like, I'm imagining a couple people have died from this deck, right?
Thalia just blinks at her.
Oh, I'm not saying this out loud. Celeste is not using words right now. She is still crying.
After a few minutes of processing, Eldora slowly gets up with Celeste and just, I think y'all need to leave for the night.
I just kind of like grab her,
Very
just
fair.
look her- I just grab her by the shoulders and say, "I'm so sorry. I did not know that was a card that could be pulled. I had no idea. The worst that I've really seen is that we just disappear for a minute or two. I didn't
Yeah,
expect
get put in time
cards
out
to
by the gods.
straight up kill you.
Funny enough, I'm pretty sure I've pulled that card.
You have.
I did not. I did not notice it though.
That is
Because
true.
you-
All you saw was me scream.
Yeah.
Celeste, dear, I know you meant no ill will, but I need some time.
We did
Understandable.
kill the lady. Bring her
Um,
back.
I'm.
How good.
I think I need to go to bed.
That's probably.
And like full shut off days 1,000-yard stare, I'm going to slowly walk out the room with Beldora.
If you need a place to keep your dogs the evening, they're welcome to stay here.
I think we'll go to the inn, but thank you.
She gives you a light hug before she heads back inside.
I definitely hug her back.
You have slightly, at the top of traumatizing yourself, you have also slightly traumatized her.
Yep. That was
Nessa's also traumatized. She's never had to she's never seen like a person who died but wouldn't come back. She's usually the one dying and then coming back.
You haven't been dealt 3 times your maximum HP in a hit.
yet.
No. I hope to God there was nothing in this campaign that can deal
180.
180 damage.
Yet.
I think dragons deal 180.
I could shoehorn something to do 200 damage in attack if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I could.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. At this point, Celeste is just going to in a dazed state with Sebastian leading her go to the nearest inn.
Which that's gonna take you up to the North Look.
Cool.
The North Look we've already been to.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great place. It's so great.
Nessa's not even gonna get a drink. This was too much. Nessa doesn't want to be drunk. Nessa just wants to go to bed.
I know exactly what Celeste's gonna do next.
Get drunk?
Yeah.
All right, time for me to start rolling on my favorite table.
Yeah.
You have to bear with me for just a moment.
I will be right back. I have to use the bathroom. That was a lot.
All good. It gives me time to build this list here.
I'm eating a no-name paladin at the same time my paladin's gonna be eating herself into bed.
I actually have to use the restroom as well. I'll be back.
Alrighty. I love that that's a drink in this table because it's just so ludicrous.
We can also slide the paladin.
So, Daily, how was the near-death experience of an NPC?
Terrifying. Absolutely, utterly terrifying.
So, what have you learned from this?
And we need to stop involving NPCs in this quest. We need to actually recruit some actual adventurers. We need to go to adventurer guilds. Are there adventurer guilds in 10 towns?
I mean, there are other adventurers in the end. You just haven't really gone to look for them. I have specifically made up characters.
Nessa's gonna have to become an impromptu bard. What musical proficiencies do I have? None. Absolutely none. You have pretty good persuasion, though. Yep, we're gonna have to go on an actual, like, I think, recruiting quest. We need to recruit as many adventurers as we can. We can't involve people who are not adventurers in this. No. No.
What do you mean? I'm sure it would be fine.
No. No. No, we'll not. I need to hydrate again because I need to be closer to 69,000 channel points.
69?
Okay, I'm back. I put some toast in the toaster, so in about a minute or so, I'm gonna go back out.
Alright, I am still building the list of drinks.
In the meantime,
And also, we are not involving commoners in this quest anymore.
nope,
just no.
not at all.
Not at all. We need to recruit adventurers and only adventurers. And maybe spies. Spies might be able to withstand stuff like that.
That was our spy.
We need Nan's contacts. Nan's an adventurer who probably has also spy contacts who are adventurers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, that's a good idea, actually. Nan had plenty of contacts from her spy days, from her espionage days.
Yeah,
Could
but
we
have no
recruit
way of
some of those
contacting
people?
Nan. Yeah, we can't contact Nan, but I'm sure Slayer and Gorbok will find a way eventually to contact them, but that's going to take time, and I
True.
get the sneaking suspicion we don't have a lot of time anymore. This feels like the part in the campaign where the timer starts.
Basically.
I know that I, as a dungeon master, would have started that timer the minute that the players got the map.
There's things going in motions, but there are also hard set points for things to occur.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, now
I figured.
I'm just realizing now. Oh no, we're just talking game plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of
It's just like
character.
no commoners, no commoners involved. We can only recruit adventurers now. And we may want Nan's spy contacts. We may have to try to get those, but we're not sure if we can get them in time.
I feel like Nan's spy contacts are the kind of people that find you.
Oh my gosh, they are. I just need to
Like-
start using Nan's freaking thieves' cant, and they will find us. The rumors will spread. They will find us. I'm gonna start talking in terms of pie.
They always talk in terms of pie.
All right, I
Did he
have.
give us a list of any of the? Is there a list of any of Nan's thieves' cant anywhere? Oh wait, yeah, yes, we do. A slice of pie is a person or a body. Cherry pie is a bloody body. A burnt pie is a dead person. If it's on fire, it's a burnt body. If it's a quiche, it's someone who's maybe good, but someone who is not kind.
Okay, so I have collected the the 5 drinks for Bryn Shander for when you arrive into the bar there, X.
I'm sorry, I like to grab toast. I'm back.
Toast.
Sorry.
Hey, welcome back. I have collected the
But also
5
realize-
drinks for Bryn Shander.
What do you got?
I also
for me?
realized, though.
We-
I also realized, Helly,
Yeah, stay away.
Nessa's gonna be so hyper focused on the mission now. The thing is going to be even more startling now.
Oh yeah. So
I'm
we've
not
got,
looking forward to the thing.
we've got the challenge drink that's free, which is goat's piss.
Oh,
Is it actual goat's piss or is it just called goat's piss?
probably
it,
brewed with goat's piss.
it is just goat's piss.
It's not gonna get you drunk.
We have the gut. We have the gut shaker.
Oh,
We have Hellfire whiskey.
that sounds about right.
We have glass milk. And lizard
That sounds
spit.
good. That also sounds great. You mentioned
Why
fire
don't you just-
whiskey.
We have
What was
When
fire
are you
with
just
whiskey.
gonna start? When are you just gonna start
Oh.
pulling from the Red Dragon Inn? drink decks?
It's on my list of things to do. There's a lot of cards in there that I need to read through.
It's called Hellfire whiskey, right?
Yes.
I would like 2 shots of Hellfire whiskey.
Okay.
Can
That
I
is
just get a glass
five.
of warm milk?
That is 5 gold per shot.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Brewed by demons and devils and even dwarves, it is said that Hades himself came up with this drink as a way to get himself drunk. Fermented tastes of strong whiskey and lots of cinnamon.
Great.
I want a warm glass of milk with a little bit of honey and cloves, if you can.
I put 10 gold on the table and say I want both of those shots.
The bartender's gonna slide 5 back. Try the one first.
If this first one doesn't knock me out, I will get the second one. And I put it in my I leave the 5 on the table, but I do take the first shot
Yeah.
as soon as he brings it.
Nessa's
Okay.
gonna lean over the counter a little bit and be like,
Please
passes
roll
out,
me a
I can carry her out
Constitution
of her.
saving throw, X. 16? Alright, congratulations. It doesn't kill you. But you do
doesn't
pass
kill
the
you.
fuck out.
So I imagine he
you
lights
get
the
when you
shot
drink on an
fire.
empty stomach.
Like this is one of those drinks that you light on fire as like an impressive thing.
Yes.
And I immediately just threw the fire and everything just down the whole glass, hit the table, take a deep breath,
As you
exhale a little bit of flame, and then my eyes roll back into my head as the alcohol hits me like a train, and I pass the fuck out immediately.
You get that strong taste
That's
of
why
whiskey
you-
and cinnamon. You let out that you exhale, and then you just hit the bar. Just
And that is why you never drink on an empty stomach. Without that warm glass of milk with honey and cloves.
we don't have any warm milk here, honey. I'm sorry.
Oh. Just a glass of milk then.
Hey, goes out to the back and comes back with just a glass of milk. A weird request
It's
here,
fake
but
milk.
we'll make that a silver.
I just have to take care of this one. So. No drinking for me tonight.
Hey,
Daddy's a
Helly-
cart driver.
Helly, what am I looking at for a hangover? Because this did all of the knockout damage. Like,
Oh,
I am maximum level of drunk right now. Like,
Yeah.
I am probably beyond maximum level of drunk right now. I almost died.
I think
with
you
that.
were more. I think you were more drunk than Nessa's ever been in her life.
hey,
Yep.
hey,
And that's saying
you're
something, because Nessa has been very drunk.
you're gonna regret waking up in the morning.
I don't
This
know.
is what lay on hands is for.
Here, X, let me give you the
This is what lay on
description
hands
of.
is for.
Let me give you the effect of this drink and how I'm teetering it back a little bit.
Oh boy.
Drinking this should cause death, partial intelligence loss, or just a slight buzz.
No, it should cause partial intelligence loss. That's fair for me. There's a
Yeah.
temporary intelligence loss
Hey.
that can be removed with lay on hands because it's a poison.
Hey, so I'm gonna for the next 12 hours after you wake up, you are having disadvantage on intelligence-based checks.
Good.
Yeah, the GM should choose what's right for their campaign situation. Before doing so, ask yourself, will this add the most to the current story?
Oh yeah. Celeste not being able to think clearly when she wakes up is exactly where she wants to be right now.
Yep, that's
She is.
I am not looking
I'm
forward to the
imagining-
unintended consequences of that.
I am imagining that this has been really like. This is rough. This is exactly the same kind of place she was at the very beginning, just before this campaign.
Fuck.
Thalia, do you want anything to drink here?
No.
No?
No.
Alrighty. So, you guys gonna just hang out in the bar till night? Daly, you are in the inn. Do you want to look for any fellow adventurers?
At this point, I'm babysitting Celesta, so as soon as I finish my glass of milk, I'm going to, like, Princess Carrie Celesta into the inn room, into the bedroom. I'm sure Sebastian's gonna follow, lay Celesta down in the bed, and then return to Thalia out in the bar.
Alright, so,
You
with
leave
the...
the room and Sebastian is staring down at me from the side of the bed, and he just reaches out and takes my hand.
You poor child.
You're-
You have
You're a good boy.
you have gone about and caused yourself severe brain damage.
This is. But here's the thing. I'm feeling like at that moment it's my dad going, "Oh my God, sweetheart, I'm so sorry that happened."
This just kind of confirms to Thalia that she should never take a drink.
I mean, it's not bad when you actually do it right. That was not how you were supposed to do it.
How do you feel you could handle that drink? The bartender says, how do you think you
You
would fare
sip.
against that drink?
You
Oh,
sip.
that's a challenge.
You sip. You sip. You sip.
I
You
didn't think
don't take it all at once.
I didn't think you sipped shots. That seems counter.
When you are human and you're sipping something made by devils, and you're drinking something made by devils, you sip. You just sip.
So could you handle that shot?
I do not know.
The honor.
You feel that itch in the back of your skull?
I can handle dwarven drinks in certain cases. That was straight hellfire.
Hey, this is hey, it was brewed by demons, devils, and even dwarves.
Yeah. Dude, a dwarf is
Still
sitting
the
at the counter
devil's
next
drink.
to you, just looks at you and goes,
Even
"Pussy."
Dionysus wouldn't be able to survive that shot.
To be fair,
All at
Hades,
once. Drink that
Hades
as a
came up with
chaser.
this drink.
Look, Dionysus drinks that as his chaser, let's be honest. He's here for a
No,
good time.
pretty
not a
sure
bad
Hades came up with that drink as a way to put the middle finger to Dionysus, to be honest.
He came up with that drink as a way to get himself drunk.
time. And he's immune to poison. Oh, perfect.
Just so I'm saying, like, Hades, he designed that as a fuck you to Dionysus. So even Dionysus, I don't think would survive it.
All right.
I do love the idea though of a
She's
dwarf
tucked
at
it-
the bar. Just a dwarf at the bar leans over and looks at Nessa while she's saying, like, talking about, oh yeah, I could probably, I drank some really good stuff, but that's really strong, and he just goes, pussy, and takes a shot of some.
Well, the funny part is if he said it in Dwarvish, I would still understand.
Oh yeah.
All right, so are our two awoken adventurers going to do anything for the rest of the night?
I'm just gonna head up to bed.
I think we still need more of a plan before we can actually recruit people. I still have to think about like how I'm going to recruit people. I've
Well,
never
you're-
had to recruit people before. I've only been recruited.
Well, you are
What are you
currently the
talking
only
about?
one
You
awake.
recruited me. What are you talking about? You recruited me and Talia.
Nessa doesn't count that. Nessa doesn't understand that she recruited. She just thought she found friends.
Well,
And
good luck.
technically, Celeste wasn't recruited. She was recommended. So,
That's true.
anyway,
Mostly because
Ne-
Gorbok thought
Nessa-
we'd make a cute couple.
Nessa's gonna go back to the room. I don't know how they're organizing the rooms this way. Is there at least 2 beds in each of the rooms?
Yeah, I'll give you 2 beds and 2 rooms.
Okay. Is there like a desk or anything in the rooms? Just the beds.
Little end table, little nightstand.
Little nightstand kind of desk. Until Nessa feels tired enough to go to sleep. 'Cause she didn't get her warm milk with the cloves, which would have actually put her to sleep pretty quickly. Instead of just regular cold milk.
I mean,
Not
you
as
could,
effective.
you could just take what Celesta took.
No. No. I think Nessa's come to the realization that she needs to face her drinking problem. She just witnessed someone die and almost not come back. And it was a good person, not an enemy. That's a pretty good,
So
that's a
that's all
pretty
it
good,
takes
like,
for you to
revelation.
rethink drinking? That's all it takes? Is that your girlfriend almost dies from drinking a drink? That's all it takes?
Well, no, Beldora.
No, it was before. It was
No,
Beldora.
Beldora died, yes. No, I'm talking about the
Yes.
fact that you decided to stop drinking because someone almost died and then someone drank to deal with it.
No, because I was already planning on getting a glass of milk or water when we got to the bar before that even happened.
That's fair.
I'm not killing
It was the
innocents. I'm
trauma.
sending them to God. And if God deems them innocent, he'll bring them back.
That's so paladin of
See,
the
that's not how Nessa views it, though. It's like, we should only be killing things that are evil, and Beldora wasn't evil, and so she's realizing just the the mortality of everyone around her, and she's like, maybe I should be a little bit more aware of what I'm aware of. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking as heavily as I normally do.
I'm so proud of her. Scared straight.
I mean, she's not gonna forgo drinking entirely. She just probably will stop at 1. But tonight, milk. Just milk. Plain milk.
Are you gonna try to recruit someone or no?
No, but Nessa is going to spend a bit of time trying to put together a recruitment plan in her notes to then propose to the others in the morning before she goes to bed. And also spend some time praying and meditating. Enough time to rearrange my spell list.
Well, I will say, in this tavern, while you're, thinking about, you do see what looks to be an adventure minotaur. Or a minotaur adventurer.
Even if I don't have an exact plan on how to recruit, at the very least, I can get the information spread. I'm gonna walk up to this Minotaur with my second glass of milk. I will order another glass of milk. You said it was a silver?
Yes.
My second glass of milk. I'm gonna walk over to the Minotaur. And I'm gonna see what he's drinking. See if I can see what he's drinking.
Hey.
Or sit down where he's sitting down.
Hey,
So they're gonna be at the bar or at a table.
Let me check one thing real quick for
He's
this.
probably just drinking ale.
He is drinking the Gut Shaker, which is a yellow-brown liquid.
So kind of looks like ale
Little bit.
or mead. Alright. So not something too crazy. Alright. There goes that line I was gonna use. I'm still gonna sit down though. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna lean over the table like he's my co-conspirator.
This can only
And once I
go
have his attention, I'm gonna wait till actually like he's looking at me and I have his attention.
After a minute of you sitting down there, he slams his glass on the table and just looks at you.
You seem like the type who should know. You seem like the type should know.
What
The
should I
Frost
know?
Maiden. Frost Maiden is amassing Durgar to extend the endless winter that is currently plaguing 10 towns to the rest of Faerun. You see Durgar? Take him out. If you can take one alive and interrogate him, all the better. And then Nessa's gonna take her glass of milk. She's gonna stand up and she's gonna walk away.
That was ominous, confusing, and not at all recruitment. I'm so proud of you.
You just feel this man just staring at you, and for whatever reason, seeming just very angry.
I can drink the rest of my milk and I'm gonna go to bed now.
All right, so everybody's gone to bed here. I think this will be a good enough time for us to end, as we are almost at our time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
After the emotional issues that we've gone